Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Stella, your healer and life coach. So, in this video, it is a continuation of my book reading, The Girl with the Blue Skills book. So, we are starting with chapter 1. We will be reading. Chapter 1, Breaking the Barriers, Pains, Challenges, and Struggles. Some women choose to follow men, and some choose to follow their dreams. If you are wondering which way to go, remember that your career will never wake up and tell you that it doesn't love you anymore. By Lady Gaga. Dear reader, let us now walk through the story of a girl, Sarah, who overcame her obstacles to live the dream of her life. She was from a middle class family, born as a first daughter among four children. After her maternity leave, she was in an oscillation on whether to join back to her work or to take care of her 6-month-old baby. Sarah was thinking about the struggles, hospital visits, and treatments she had to undergo to conceive her baby. Her child was born after 3 years of marriage. She was working in a renowned company and earning a handful of salary to take care of herself and her family. Sarah had been working for past last 7 years. She had excellent skills and a promising career. She kept her mind busy all night because she had to return to work following her 6-month maternity leave. Sarah's parents took the utmost care of her during these 6 months because she was with them and had a C section during delivery. She was currently taking care of both herself and her infant. The truth was that as the child grew, Sarah would need to take care for both herself and the toddler. She must return to her house and live there with her husband. Her leaves would be finished in a week. Her office management sent her an email informing her that her leaves were almost up and asking about her plans to return to work. Sarah had the option to extend her leave for a few more months without compensation because her child was still a newborn. She replied to her respective in charge and requested for another 3 months' time without knowing what was ahead for her during that period, without a paycheck in her pocket. After spending her maternity leave at her parents' house, Sarah decided to return home for the following 3 months. She had enough cash on hand to cover her initial weekly costs. She must request money from someone, maybe her husband or her father, as she had been drawing a salary until that point and had her own money to spend. She was now apprehensive about asking. Holding her child in her lap, she was thinking, thinking, and thinking. Conversation with her inner self, her inner self. So, you are achieving over quitting your job to take care of your baby? Sarah. Yes. What is wrong with choosing the path to be a good mother? Inner self. Do you remember the long childhood years you spent in the hostel with the dream of a bright future? Sarah. Yes, I do. That was the period I stayed away from my parents for my studies after I completed my fifth grade. Inner self. You were lodged in the hostel for most of your academic years until you got married, Sarah. Yes, those are still afresh in my memory when I foresaw a life where I could have my own family. Now I have my husband and child. I feel like now it is time to be a good mother, her inner self. I agree. We humans earn from our own family and to live a fulfilled life. There is nothing wrong with quitting your job unless you can find any alternatives. Sarah, yeah, but I have already worked for 7 years and faced many challenges in every phase of my life. Her inner self. Do you think you can find a backup without quitting your job like your friend Anya? Sarah. Hmm. Anya left her child with a caretaker and she resumed her job with a work from home option. There are other choices, such as asking my parents and in laws to help me out until my baby reaches a particular age. I can also look up alternatives like a preschool or baby care. Inner self. Why don't you try it out? Sarah, let me check what works for me. I will first try to seek help from my parents. I am in need of money to buy small things for myself, and I am hesitant to ask my husband because I do not know how he would react. But my self respect is at stake. Inner self. In the current era, both of the husband and wife must earn and support the family. Sarah, yeah, I am aware that maintaining the family comes with costs. We also have a child. He is a newborn and gets sick frequently. We need to take him to the hospital. I also had a C section when I gave birth. I must take responsibility for my own health and medical costs. Inner self. Do you believe it is feasible now with just one person's salary? Have you ever considered what might occur in an unforeseen circumstance? Her inner self sharing a story. Let me share with you the story of she. Her inner self narrated a story about a girl who chose to quit her promising career. She recently started working at her new place of employment and commuted there using public transportation. She was reflecting on the talk with her mother that day as she finished her work and headed back to her hostel. Her parents were trying to find a spouse for her marriage, but with no luck. Later, they found a match, but the boy's family asked for a girl who would be a homemaker and take care of the family. On the other hand, she had a promising career with a promotion coming up soon, and she anticipated playing the perfect role in her work. However, as marriage was important, as she also had a younger siblings, her mother insisted that she resigned and accepted that marriage proposal. She was deeply contemplating this while also considering her options. It was her life, and whatever choices she made, she would be responsible for the consequences. When she arrived at the bus stop and turned to look around, she noticed people selling fruits, veggies, and eatables. She waited at the bus station to board a bus for her hostel. When the bus arrived, she discovered it to be rather empty, so she was able to find a seat. The journey was of 45 minutes. She chose the window seat and began observing the area where several women were working. Some were selling flowers, others were sweeping the streets. She also noticed some women selling books while others were running a small tea shop. A woman in her mid 50s boarded the bus at the following stop and made her way towards her seat. The person seated next to she got down after the next station, and this lady, who was in her mid 50s, sat next to she. In another few minutes, a conversation ensued between the two. The elderly woman started sharing her story. She came from an affluent family and lived a blissful life. She had servants and maids at her disposal, while her husband was in charge of the household finances. The women relished taking care of the house. Happily, the days and years passed, and these women never gave any thought to achieving financial independence on her own. Later, when her husband's business started incurring losses, he began borrowing money. He tried hard to stay afloat but could not. Due to the business loss, he fully crumbled and became unwell. Because she had been disengaged from learning about her husband's action for so long, this woman was unable to cope with the losses, and as a result, they lost all their properties. While on his deathbed, her husband contemplated all the losses and how he could not die with his wife and son in such enormous debt. He recalled the prosperous times when his family was living comfortably. They lost everything, and it would take many generations for them to repay off their debt and resume regular lives. She lost her husband and was unsure about her next steps. She worked as a housekeeper for a few months at her relative's home in exchange for meals. She had a better life before, thus, she was unable to stay there for a long period. The woman was compelled to take up employment in a metropolis after leaving everything as her son was unable to subsist. To make ends meet, she was now working as a maid in a house. Her son also started working for a small company to support himself. When he was young and while his father was still alive, he led a rich life. However, he now had to work hard just to get by. Both of them were living a bitter life because of debt left over from his father's business and the uncertainty of the future. Meanwhile, she reached her stop and said bye to that woman. After getting down from the bus, she started walking toward her hostel with a deep thought. Now, Sarah's inner self started to share some important points with her. That woman was in her late 50s and doing the household chores as a maid. She lived a good life before they lost their wealth. There were three prime reasons for her misery. She was dependent on her husband. She was not concerned about the financial situation of her family. She did not have any idea about what if something goes wrong. Every work in this world is good, but it is up to the person whether he or she loves it or does some work for the sake of survival. Had that woman been doing the same work happily, it would have been a different story altogether. However, she was unhappy and unsure of what to do. She worriedly explained that she had been ordered to clean the sandals, wash the plates, and wash the clothes. She came from a wealthy family, but she was now carrying out all her duties while grieving internally. Sarah, now tell me, are you ready to take care of all your household work by leaving your job? Now, Sarah was thinking about whether she could make any alternative arrangements to take care of her child and join back her job. She started recalling the days when, before her marriage, she traveled from her hometown to office or from the office to her home during holidays or weekends. She used to travel by bus. It was a 4 hour long journey where there were toll gates. On those halls, there were hawkers selling items like water bottles or flowers or seasonal food items. Sometimes they had to run behind the buses and other vehicles to sell their products for meager gains. Some people bought and some did not. At some stops, the bus would wait for a few minutes for the passengers to get down and get in. During this time, some vendors would get inside the bus to sell items. The drivers or conductors would scold them for stepping on the staircase of the bus. Ironically, there were even school going children selling items for their daily living. Sarah now thought about those people who had to chase the buses, beg in the streets, clean the drainage, and the ones who worked hardly on daily wages to feed their families. She decided to join back her work and earn her own money. If you think you are financially free and have no need to earn, I request you to look around you and help someone financially for their better lives. You can adopt a child and take care of his or her needs. You can donate some portion of your earnings to old age homes for their needs. There are many people who are still fighting for 3 meals a day. You may be a mother, daughter, friend, or sister. I call upon you to think about your current financial situation. Are you capable of being financially independent and handling the family when something goes wrong? What will be your next action when you get the responsibility of becoming the breadwinner of your family? Education is important for the future of our children, but encourage your children to learn extra skills, interests, and talents and help them to achieve it. They can be interested in sports, drawing, painting, yoga, karate, tailoring, or becoming a beautician. Do not stop them. Rather, be a spring of inspiration to them. This will help them in the long run. The children will be able to identify their passion and interest. I learned karate, yoga, tailoring, and music basics in my school days, but I couldn't continue and become an expert. Other than study, some extracurricular activities are also important for everyone. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I am possible, by Audrey Hepburn. If you are finding yourself tangled in whether to join back or discontinue your work due to some struggles you are currently facing, here are some tips. You can consider hiring a babysitter or nanny. You can find a reliable daycare. You can create your own schedule. You can stay connected. Get ready ahead of time. Create a soothing environment for your child. Keep communication open with your employer. Take care of yourself. This is very important. You can stay organized. Consider baby wearing. Seek support from family and friends. Practice self care. Stay informed. Be patient and flexible. Practice positive affirmations. Here is the activity. You can practice the below positive affirmations. I am grateful for the support of my partner, family, and friends as I navigate the challenges of being a working parent. I am capable of balancing my responsibilities as a parent and a professional, as I am doing a great job. I am setting a positive example for my child by pursuing my career goals while also being a dedicated parent. I am strong, resilient, and capable of overcoming any challenges that come my way. I trust my instincts and make decisions that are best for my family. I am surrounded by love and support, and I am grateful for all the blessings in my life. I am grateful for the opportunities and resources available to me as a working parent. I am open to learning and growing as a parent. and I seek out resources and support to help me on this journey. I am mindful and present in each moment with my child, and I cherish the time we have together. I am capable of finding a balance between my personal and professional life, and I prioritize self care and rest. I am surrounded by positivity and support, and I am grateful for the love and joy my child brings into my life. I am grateful for the opportunities that my career provides for my family's well being and future. I am a source of comfort and stability for my child, and I know that they feel loved and secure. I am capable of finding creative solutions to any challenges that come my way as a working parent. I am grateful for the support of my employer and colleagues, and I am proud to be a valuable member of my team. I am worthy of taking time for myself and pursuing my interests and hobbies. I am proud of my child's accomplishments and growth, and I know that my support and guidance have played a vital role in their development. I am grateful for the love and joy that my family brings into my life, and I cherish every moment we have together. I am confident in my ability to succeed as a working parent, and I know that my determination and resilience will lead to great things for my family. I am a positive role model for my child, showing them the importance of hard work, dedication, and compassion. You can customize your affirmations and for any area in your life and affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that can help you to cha- challenge and overcome self sabotaging and negative thoughts. When you repeat them often and believing in them, you can start to make positive changes. With this, we have come to an end of our chapter 1, and stay tuned for chapter 2. It's finding your true self realization. Thank you for your valuable time, and come back and watch my next video. Thank you.